I think last week, the studio called Studio Stray Dogs. It's like a fan studio made up of true Dragon Ball Z fans. Came up with this fan movie that took them 4 years to make. It's called Legend of Dragon Ball Tale. We've both seen it. I've seen it like at least 17 times. Like that shit is probably one of the best things that came out of the Dragon Ball franchise in a while. What did you think about it when you saw it?
When I first seen it, I was surprised. I've never thought of like a reboot of Dragon Ball Z, other than the times when you've told me that like anime should do these type of things with stories with reboots. And I thought it was honestly dumb when you would say that. I was like, nah, man, I don't want to see the same thing kind of over again. But watching this kind of convinced me, like, maybe he is right. Maybe they could do like a reboot of certain animes. And I thought like the art style was so unique, so clean. Like the way how the movement was when they were fighting was like, yo, like if Dragon Ball Z was like this, like they can create something magic. They can create some magic with this, bro.
Hey man, it's funny when I say shit, you know? When I say shit, you gotta really think about what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, if I'm wrong, I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. You know what I mean? But
I mean, it's just a thing because it's kind of like your vision is skewed towards anime and mine just kind of like towards like comics type shit. So when I hear a reboot, I think that's normal. But when you hear it, you're like, I don't even really know what that looks like. And I feel like this is is probably my best example of why I feel like the success of this is proving my theory that fans want something else. Fans want something new, something different. And I feel like it's just so funny that the new Dragon Ball Super movie is coming out, and it's all 3D animation, it's all like CGI and shit. And we've even talked about how we personally don't think that looks good, but it shows that hand drawn animation, like this reminds me a lot of like Chinese animation, like all the lines and the shadows and shit. That it shows that like you could tell a different story and still have the characters of Dragon Ball. So when I was talking about a reboot, I feel like how in this fan movie how Goku, how Vegeta already has Super Saiyan, how Goku has like this like cursed Super Saiyan form or whatever. It's like it's like it still can, like he's still Goku, that's still Vegeta, but their goals are different. And I feel like you know, it's dope that Planet Vegeta's still around, his father's still around, like, you know what I mean? We saw even like the Easter egg of you're seeing Nappa and Raditz and shit. It's like there's more to there's more to be explored from finding out that if the Saiyans actually survived, you know what I mean? If Vegeta actually grew up to become a king, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's a lot of areas that we could go that can continue off of this, that I feel like I'm way more interested in this than anything that Dragon Ball has put out in the past 10 years, 20 years.
I think another reason why I was against like rebooting anime is because typically when they reboot an anime, it's only to make it visually more better. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's like most likely the same show, but it just looks better visually.
Better, yeah, like Full Metal Alchemist or Dragon Ball Z Kai. Like when they do reboots, it's usually either they didn't finish the show and they just want to start over and to do the exact same thing. So that's why when you said a reboot, I was like, why would they do a reboot? I think that's why I was thinking of it that way.
I think when you hear me say reboot, I feel like the word reboot in anime is more like akin to remaster than like a reboot. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a remaster is like an updated version of an old game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know how to see it, but me seeing a reboot. A reboot is God of War 1 to 3, and then there's new God of War. It's still the same God of War, but it's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I meant by a reboot, and I feel like this fan movie just perfectly summarizes what I want from what I feel like anime is missing out on, and it's pretty much like Naruto. They had a goal and they finished that goal, but because the series was so successful, they're forced to continue it. Mm-hmm. When even though I'm not saying they're forced, like they put a gun to his head, but same with like Stranger Things, like the nigga only made the two dudes only made one season. It just so happens that it was so popular that they got money to make another season. Like, oh, like this is actually a good, like, can be successful. Like when Toriyama was writing Dragon Ball, I'm pretty sure he wasn't thinking like, oh, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super, like, you know what I mean? He was just thinking, let me just write a good story, you know what I mean? And I feel like I said, like we were having a conversation before, I feel like the story of Naruto can still be told in modern times. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I feel like that's I feel like that's one of the best examples I could give, where it's like Naruto can still be what it is, just put it in a different setting. Like, you know what I mean? And I feel like even though this setting isn't different, it's a lot of the aesthetics are different. Like how Goku looks is different, how Chi-Chi looks is different, how Vegeta looks is different. Like all that shit is different, but the character and like the outline of it is still the same. Like it's still Dragon Ball Z. Like you could show this to anybody and be like, yeah, this is Dragon Ball Z. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can all instantly tell. Yeah. I feel like the transformations just look fire too. It's like I'm tired of like Super, how all they're doing with the Saiyans is changing like their hair color. Them actually having like a different form of transformation is what I enjoy about this. Yeah. Like even Broly's look different from Vegeta's. Vegeta looks like your traditional Super Saiyan. Yeah. Which kind of makes sense because he's like the prince of all Saiyans, so you would see that. And
yeah,
Goku,
he grew up that way, like, you know what I mean? It makes sense.
Yeah. Goku looks like he's just like a misfit type of.
Exactly.
Man, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel like that Ghost Rider fucking flame, and then like, that shit was fire. I feel like one of the first times Vegeta actually feels like Vegeta to a degree. When I say that, I mean like he feels like the prince of a fucking race. Like he feels like that nigga. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's crazy how we got that off for only like a few minutes with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's it called? I feel like it's the reason why I say it still has the aesthetic of Dragon Ball is because like it even like the build up, like Vegeta fighting that nigga, right? Turning Super Saiyan, and then like kind of getting a little too cocky and then getting caught up, and then Kakarot has to save him, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
And then Kakarot pulling out a whole new form, like out of his ass. It's still like, it's Dragon Ball Z, like it literally it's crazy. I hope this studio gets all the funding it needs. Like, I'm happy that a lot of people are talking about it. Like, it went viral on Twitter the other day. It has millions of views.
It was funny because when I was sending it to you and you already seen it, I was like, damn, this dude already seen it. And then the next day, legit, I seen it said like on IGN that IGN was talking about it. And I was like, oh my gosh.
So the funniest thing is, like, I do this a lot where I'll see something, like I seen it like probably right when it dropped, but I didn't click on it because I just don't care about Dragon Ball that much. Like, I don't care about anything Dragon Ball related. So me seeing, I watch a lot of like people who do like reviews or reactions or whatever, and it started popping up a lot. And then I was just like, yeah, fuck it, let me just see it. And then I clicked it and I was like, yo, this is some different shit. But in my head, I wasn't like, oh, this is about to go viral or whatever. So I didn't even send it to you. I was gonna wait until we recorded and I was gonna do like a reaction. And then when you sent it to me, I was like, oh shit, like niggas is obviously talking about it. This nigga saw it, like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, cause I be seeing shit, and I don't think that doesn't mean everybody's gonna see it. Like, you know what I mean? It just could have been because of the people I follow or whatever. So I do that a lot. Like, I'll see something, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna check it out. Then I'll check it out like a week later. I'm like, oh shit, I definitely should have. Like, there's a reason why I'm seeing this shit everywhere. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, this shit was fucking. I think this shit was 10 out of 10. Like everything about it is pure Dragon Ball. There's so many Easter eggs in it. Like the fucking the same the earrings. Like there's just so much. The Son Goku influence. Like everything about it is just. And when Chi-Chi gets her arm broken and then he's like, like the lightning, it's just like so fucking good. Like I got like chills type shit. Like you know what I mean?
Is this fire? How like they're making the tail have purpose again too.
Yeah.
In that short span of time, because when Goku transformed, he had a little bit of fur on his body too.
Yeah.
It's like he was like a monkey. It was like he was like a flaming monkey.
Literally. Yeah, and it's crazy because like. I just want to see more. Like I don't know, like we don't know the extent of what that could be or what that means to the universe. Like there's just so much shit. It's like, and then fucking Broly saying Vegeta's name. We've never really heard that. Like you know what I mean? Like there's just so much. And then Frieza. Like there's so much shit that's just like yo. I just want to see it all. I want to see everything. I want to see plots. I want to see stories. I want to see.
And they even made his fighting style crazier too. Like he was like running like a monkey.
Yeah. All three of their fighting styles are completely different.
Yeah.
It's crazy how they portrayed that in such a short time. Like the sizing of Broly being mad big and then Vegeta being mad small, like ducking under him, like and then Broly beating the Super Saiyan out of him. Like that's such a like Dragon Ball Z shit. Like I just fucking loved it, bro. Like I don't know. It's sad because it's such a short. It's such a short tweet. It's such a short like treat that like we'll probably never get that feeling of this ever again. Like you know. What I mean?
And how would they go about even making that? Like, wouldn't they have to get like approval by the creators to actually fully go through it?
I don't think they would. I feel like the best outcome for this is them getting the right eyes on them and then them getting funding to do their own shit.
Yeah.
I don't think Toriyama and them would
approve it.
Approve it. I don't know.
I don't think so. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think you could come out with like a whole new Dragon Ball Z film without him though. I don't think, he has to allow that to happen.
I mean, hopefully in the coming weeks we'll hear like a quote like yo, he's like, yo, this shit fire, my nigga. Like, that would be crazy. Like if he says some shit like if he says that, then it's up. Like yo, these niggas have something. Like you know what I mean? Like it's when the creator is like, yo, this is actually really good. That's when like they can take this and like shop it around to different anime studios to be like, yo, like. We look at the views we did, look at the animation we're on, look at the type of time we're on, look at that all the great reviews we're getting. Like it could be the stepping stone to them doing something greater. Like I was watching RDC World, they did a reaction to it, and even them they were like, yo, we're about to hire these niggas to do our anime. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, yeah, that like I'm not saying like they were being serious, but even them saying that, it's like. They have RDC has ties to like HBO Max and shit. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like all it is the right people watching it, and it's fire because it took them 4 years to make this, and I'm happy to see that all that time wasn't just wasted.
Wasted, yeah. Honestly, I feel like even if it's not Dragon Ball Z, I would want to see something from them animated.
100%. Like I followed them on Instagram. I subscribe. Like I want to see more from them. Like this shit blew my mind enough for me to be a fan of this studio. Like I want to see more. In my head, I want them. It'd be fine for them to do more fan films of different things. Like imagine them doing one for Naruto. Imagine them doing one for. Even though this is an anime, I could really see them doing something for Avatar. Like you know what I mean? Like
that shit would be clean.
Clean, you know. So it's like I'm just excited to see more from the studio. Like this is some great shit. Like, and it's sad to see the paradigms between what Dragon Ball Z is and Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball the Super movie to like what this is. This is like what the fans want versus what they're getting. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy.
Right. You can say that, yeah.
And that it just proves it because how much views this shit got, how viral this shit's going. Like people are still fans of Dragon Ball Z. Like, you know what I mean? People are still wanting something more from the franchise. And it's funny because, like, the franchise itself doesn't know that. It's sad. But, like, the fans know what they want, but the studio doesn't know what the fans want. Like, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things too where they're trying to play it safe. Like when I watched Dragon Ball Z Super, when I was watching it, it's like they're not really trying to make a new storyline that's too serious because they don't want to ruin the show. They just want to give some people some form of entertainment and some not over the top transformation, but let's just change it to like blue or something like that, so that way it can be like kind of safe. And I feel like they're not trying to make a reach and make the person the project more unique compared to Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball.
I think it's a reason for that because they kind of set themselves up, like they kind of trap themselves, and it's the same with I feel like Naruto. They trap themselves because you can't, once you reach a certain level, like Goku's fighting gods right now, so it's like you can't really you can't go higher than that. Like you really can't. Like yeah. So it's like they're trying to stay at this level, and people aren't. I don't know. I'm not a fan of what they're doing right now. So
but they're making it seem like gods are not like they're like now they're at the point where gods don't even really matter. Like mortals are also stronger than gods.
Exactly. So and then the reason why I brought up Naruto is because they introduced aliens, and they can't unintroduce that. They have to. You know what I mean? Like it's like ninjas, aliens. They have to like go above that or stay in that lane.
Yeah,
it's kind of like
I think they should stay in the alien range.
They're traps. Like I feel like they can't go. Now, like Naruto can't go higher than aliens. Gods. I mean, even though like Naruto is a god, like, well, like you know, what I mean? It's like they can't really go above that. Like they're trapped in a box, and that's why I love reboots because it cuts the ceiling and allows other people who have ideas to really like flourish. You know
basically, the aliens are the gods in that show.
Yeah,
the aliens are the gods. But like, I would say if they keep it at the alien level, if you just keep a show at the alien level, since the universe is so vast, you can keep on coming with some shit. You can keep on coming. But if you force it like Dragon Ball Z, where like you're saying like they're fighting to a point where if they like punch the wrong way, they can destroy the whole universe, then you're kind of setting yourself up for failure right there. You're like, all right, he's too strong now. Like, now focus on more so on techniques and moves rather than just power levels. You know what I mean? I feel like power levels actually kind of ruined the show, honestly.
I mean, it 100% did, but that's another reason why I'm such a big fan of My Hero, because in My Hero it feels like it doesn't really matter the power you have. It definitely seems more focused on skill than power.
Yeah.
Which is a proof because look at Todoroki versus Deku. Like, you know what I mean? How much Deku was grown versus Todoroki. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Bakugo
that's why.
with hands.
Yeah. I feel like Bakugo is like the perfect mixture of both, like skill and power. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I rate this shit a 10 out of 10. 10 out of fucking 10.
Yeah, it was
fucking
clean.
Great. Like if I get bread, I'm hitting these niggas up. Facts. It's crazy because you know how I was talking to you about I was writing this like some type of story type thing or whatever.
Yeah.
The when Goku was transforming and his skin was burning off, that is the exact image of what I had of kind of like how some of the powers would work in like the series I was writing. So seeing that like visualized, it was just like, yo, this is fucking amazing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Glamour of wearing diamonds.
Diamonds bring
Status.
elegance and prestige. Their brilliance makes